All right, it's 7 o'clock. We will call the regular village board meeting to order. If everyone would rise to say the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk would please call the roll.
Marevka. Here. Jones. Here. March. Parker. Here. Ham. Bowden.
Here. Accounts payable and payroll pay period ending 2/22/20 in the amount of $52,560.86. I missed that one, yeah. Approval or correction to the minutes of the February 24th, 2020 regular village board meeting. Are there any questions, additions, corrections? If not, a motion to approve as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Jones, seconded by trustee Marevka.
Jones.
Yep.
Marevka.
Yes.
Bowden.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Now accounts payable and payroll. Pay period ending 2/22/20 in the amount of $52,560.86. General fund, $35,171.42, giving a total of all funds, $35,171.42. Are there any questions on any of the bills or the payroll?
I had a question on the last page, Compass Minerals America.
Assume.
That's the road salt.
Salt, yep, that's what I was going to say.
What do we owe the Moments Police for?
That was just some equipment. It was a vest and a flashlight used. So I'm going to assume that it came over because we hired a new full-time police officer from Moments. So I'm going to say it's probably his own equipment that he brought with him. But
The village owned it, yeah. Any other questions? Not a motion to pay the bills and the payroll, please.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Bowden, seconded by trustee Parker.
Bowden.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Marevka.
yes.
Item 4, public comment and/or questions for any non-agenda item.
My name is Teresa Morris, and I'm with the Peatone Boy Scouts. Normally, I'd have the boys come up here and do this, but they're working on a merit badge tonight. I'm not able to be here at the next board meeting, so I'm doing this tonight. We are having our pancake breakfast on May 4th, and we are asking permission to canvass the town on April 20th and April 27th for the boys to go door to door. In small groups with a parent following behind in a vehicle. None of the boys are never left unattended as usual. And also so that they can go door to door to their neighbors to sell on their own throughout the month of April. Our pancake breakfast will take place on May 3rd, which is a Sunday. We serve from 7 a.m. to noon, and it will be pancakes, sausage, biscuits, and gravy while supplies last. And of course, we'll have some breakfast danishes or muffins and stuff like that on the tables. So I'm just asking for permission for the boys to go out and canvass selling pancake breakfast tickets.
And we could put this on our agenda as an action item for the next meeting, but I think if the board gives a consensus tonight, at least the Boy Scouts are aware that they're good to go.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Perfect, no problem.
Thanks.
But we will place it on our next agenda for action, please. All right, any other public comment? Right, if not, we'll move on to reports of committees. Village Administrator report.
You have a series of meetings and some other planning and administrative items, but I wanted to point out to you that I gave you our total building permits issued for 2019 and to date in 2020, which I believe that trustee Bowden asked for from the last meeting. So just wanted to point those out, that we've issued 526 building permits in 2019. 12 of them were single family. 395 were for re-roofs, and there was 119 miscellaneous. And so that might be a fence or a plumbing or, something like that, a shed, so miscellaneous. In 2020, to date, we've issued 36. 2 of those were single family, 20 have been re-roofs. and 14 have been miscellaneous. Then I just want to give you an update on our collection efforts. So when we transitioned from billing the garbage and we transitioned over to home disposal, we had some outstanding bills, so we wanted to try and collect before we did that. We had about 48 accounts that were had outstanding balances in the amount of $10,323. As of March 5th, we have collected 9,012 of that amount. So we've only have about 1,311 remaining to collect on 7 accounts. So we've collected about 87% of our outstanding balances. And 2 of those homes are vacant, so we're gonna put liens on those. An amount of owed is $150.84. So we'll work on the rest of those remaining accounts and try to collect as much as we can and work on what we can do with the remaining balances, so strategies to collect those and see what we need to do with those, whether it be collections or waiving those fees or what we have to do. So that's all I have for you there.
No police chief's report tonight, engineer's report.
I have nothing to report.
Was there administrative oversight committee meeting? Anything to report from there? I think you're administrative oversight, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're on it?
Ken and I are.
Yeah, and Dr.
Dr.
March, yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much spent most of the time just kind of working on the budget, trying to come up with some strategies, I think, on how to get closer to a balanced budget.
Okay.
Marcy's working hard on that right now, and we're going back to the department heads and, seeing what we can do.
Okay, good. Very good. I sat in on a conference call Friday afternoon with the governor's office on the COVID-19 situation. Really nothing, besides what you're seeing on the news, really nothing special talked about. It's just they're trying to keep the communities up to date, involved. I think there were 353 people on the conference call, but they had the governor's office, and then they had the Department of Public Health head was on, and a couple other people, just kind of trying to assure the communities they are working hard to control the situation as much as possible. Tomorrow morning at 8:30, there's another conference call with Chicago's mayor's office, and they've invited all of the local municipalities to dial in on that, so I plan on dialing in on that and kind of listening to what's going on. It's kind of an evolving situation, so just encourage everybody to wash your hands, take those steps that you can possibly take to protect yourself and your families. All right. Any other committees? All right. Do you have anything else?
I did have one other thing. I just want to let everybody know that the building department put out a press release today, and it'll also go in the paper shortly, that the swimming pool procedures have been updated so that now those temporary pools will require a building permit, so that they can conform with all the regulations that are in the 2015 International Swimming Pool and Spa Code, and that barrier requirements will be met. The press release is on our website, it's on Facebook, and then it will be in the paper, so that temporary pools will require a building permit now, and for new pools that are going to be installed, and for existing pools that are temporary, we're going to be requiring that those come into compliance. So I just want to let everybody know that.
Very good. All right, no old business. We'll move on to new business. Item A, business registration. R. Hansen Archie's Sweet Treats on 2nd, 209 North 2nd Street.
We couldn't make it this evening, so I'm here. We're doing a joint venture.
Okay.
So my name is Mandy Davis. You may recognize me. I was here a few months ago and talked about opening up an ice cream shop and sweet shop on 2nd Street. And I'm super excited to say that Archie's Sweet Treats on 2nd Street is now come to fruition. It is an LLC in Illinois. We have been approved by the health department, and we do have a building permit to start work at the location. And Archie's is going to be at 900 square feet, and it's going to be full of sweet, delicious treats for everybody to enjoy.
Very good. And this is on 2nd Street,
209 Second Street.
209 2nd, 209
In
North
Unit
2nd
1.
Street.
Yeah.
Very good. And then the hours, we're saying Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
That's what we're looking at
Kind of
right
looking
now.
at
Yeah.
Saturday, 11 to midnight,
We'll look at it.
and adjust from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any questions from the board?
You said that was unit 1. How many units are in that building?
5.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions?
How soon?
We're hoping for July, if
July.
not sooner.
Great.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Very good.
Yeah.
Right, if nothing else, I would ask for a motion to approve the application for business registration for Archie's Sweet Treats on 2nd Street.
Second.
Motion by trustee Marevka, seconded by trustee Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Marevka?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
Item B, fence variance request, K. Daniels, 812 Bonnie Lane, variance to install an 8-foot fence on the south side of the yard.
Hello.
Hello.
Monday, we put it in for our neighbor has an existing 8-foot fence, we're off the Wilmington Field Zone. The south side of our yard faces Wilmington Field Zone. So we'd like to match up with the neighbors as far as the 8-foot proposal. It'll be a cedar, we want a cedar wood fence, and then it'll be the regulations of the 4-foot in the front. Both our neighbors have adjoining fences on the sides.
The fence will be 7 foot, will be solid, and then the top will be...
That lattice,
Lattice.
1-foot lattice on the top.
Yeah.
And that would match the existing fence, to which direction from you? To
My neighbor to the west.
the west. And that's, okay.
Is it the same lattice configuration, everything?
Yes.
Yes, there's a picture, we can close the picture, I don't know if they gave,
Forget
other than the color. Right now, we
I don't
haven't
know.
figured out the color, but that's what it'll look like. And, yeah, so it's the same exact fence to match this.
Your neighbors have existing 4-foot fence running down the side of the house?
No, I didn't put the picture.
The scale.
Just the drawing.
Are you gonna put a fence there too, or are you thinking of putting a fence there too?
We're just
No,
putting
we're just gonna
gates
come
to
over to
connect.
the property line and then put a board on the
So there
post.
would be no parallel fence?
No.
No. No. Both neighbors have allowed us to tie in or, just to gate off on either side. So our neighbor to the east has, the cyclone fence, but they've been there forever, before, before you were, now we can't.
Right.
But, yeah. So.
Is yours the house that tore all the,
All the trees out.
All the cedar, or arbor wires on the south side, we already had those removed. There was no fencing there before. So we're trying to, it's kind of noisy with the truck traffic, and Wilmington Peatone is still a privacy. So that's why we're asking for the, a little bit taller fence, just to be able to do that.
Did your neighbor get a variance to put that fence up? Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it did.
The house is sold since then, but yeah,
It was about
Mike,
5 years ago.
I didn't wanna say 3 to
4 or
5 years ago.
3 to 5 years, something like that.
yeah.
I went by there, it's a good looking fence.
And it's the same company, Point Cedar Woolstick, they would do the work here, so we, in fact, the sales lady was the same one that sold it to them, so she's like, I want it just like theirs, so it matches, so.
Any other questions or discussion by the board?
And they're doing 42-inch post holes, which is compliance with the fence ordinance.
Very good. Well, if there's no other discussion, I would ask for a motion to approve the fence variance request by K. Daniels, 812 Bonnie Lane.
I'll motion it.
Second.
Motion by trustee Marevka, seconded by trustee Jones.
Thank you.
And we'll have the resolution at the next meeting for that.
Yeah, maybe, can we make that motion with a contingent on the resolution at the next meeting?
Well, they can approve it tonight.
Well,
and we'll
yeah, just pass the resolution.
Yeah.
But they can go forward with
Yeah.
the work. Yeah.
Or ordinance. I have to look which one it would be.
I think it's an ordinance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an ordinance.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll bring that to the next board.
Yeah.
Okay. Marevka?
Yes.
Jones?
Yep.
Parker?
Yes.
And Bowden?
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys.
I need a motion just to table item C. There's a question regarding that we need to do some research on before we bring that back.
Motion. Second.
Motion by trustee Jones, seconded by trustee Bowden to table item C, the intergovernmental agreement.
I'm sorry, I missed the motion.
Just to table the,
No, who?
oh, I'm sorry, Jones, and then seconded by Bowden.
Jones?
Yep.
Bowden?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Marevka?
Yes.
Item D, resolutions. Number 1, a resolution for the acknowledgement of future local match funds for the West Street STP resurfacing Corning Avenue to Joliet Road project.
During, I think the last board meeting, I mentioned this, that the village applied for a resurfacing project through Will County Governmental League for West Street from Corning to Joliet Road. And the application's already submitted, but as part of the process, they also asked for a resolution just from the village saying that they are committed to paying the local match if they were selected for funding. So this is showing what the 20% local match would be for the construction and the construction.
So the 20% local match is 91,000.
Yes.
Do you think we got a pretty good shot at getting that?
I think you will, but it might take a while. Just with their funding situation and resurfacing are a little lower priority. But if another project falls, I know in the next couple of years, their funding is almost accounted for. But if there's like a project that has a problem getting right away or gets delayed for some reason, they might look for a project like this for a quick addition. So once it's in there, you know, you'll hopefully eventually it'll get funded.
Right. It may take just a little bit of time to get there. Cool. So this is resolution number 19-R16, a resolution for the acknowledgement of future local match funds for the West Street STP resurfacing Corning Avenue to Joliet Road project. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Bowden, seconded by trustee Marevka.
Bowden?
Yes.
Marevka?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
I have a question on that.
Yes, sir.
Our infrastructure underneath the West Street there, aqua stuff. What's the condition is all that in? I mean, would that be a tie-in with that resurfacing?
Something we could take a look at. I don't know off the top of my head what size main is running through that area
I don't know off the
right
top of my
now.
head either.
Yeah, but we could certainly take a look at it, and as we move forward, that's a conversation we can have with them, because,
Right.
you know, they were very good, like with the Corning Avenue project, trying to tie in, and I think that's something they're definitely willing to take a look at. Number 2, a resolution authorizing execution of an intergovernmental jurisdictional boundary agreement between the villages of Peatone and Manhattan.
Yes, our current boundary agreement with Manhattan is expired. And so Manhattan has asked us to extend it, and we didn't have any problems extending it. There's really not a whole lot of activity around there. However, we did kind of take our time in looking at the language and updating the language, just based on some issues that Manhattan has been going through with some boundary concerns that they've had with North Point, which is an intermodal, a huge intermodal that has been kind of looking at locating it like between Elwood, Manhattan, and Joliet, kind of in between there. So there's been some boundary disputes with that. So they've just kind of really wanted to look at our agreement with them since it was due to be updated, and just nothing major. And, you know, we've brought this through to you for several readings, so it's really has been nothing major, but we have looked at it with a fine tooth comb with both attorneys. And we've also looked at the map itself, the boundary line, and that hasn't drastically changed, but we just tried to kind of bump over. It was like going directly through parcels, and it just didn't make any sense. So Robinson worked on, and Troy worked on just kind of bumping them over so they made a little bit more sense. So that you'll see the boundary map in here updated just to reflect that. conceptually, just to have the boundary line make a little bit more sense. That did not drastically change.
Why do they do it for 20 years as opposed to eternity?
Well, just because
Things change.
things change, and 20 years is a really long time, but
That's a typical
yeah.
amount of time for a
Yeah, that's
boundary
how
agreement.
all of our all the boundary agreements are done. I don't know if you have a
Yes, I'm
perspective
not
on that.
sure whether there is a restriction on a boundary agreement to 20 years, Mike, but 20 years is the typical length of time for boundary agreements. We generally enter into them for a 20-year period.
Does this keep anybody from annexing across our boundary lines?
No, the annexation is, you mean in terms of somebody wanting to annex into Manhattan, if they're over on our side? Yes, that we would honor the boundary agreement. They would honor the boundary agreement, and we would honor the boundary agreement.
Do we have boundary agreements with the other surrounding communities?
Yes,
We do.
yes, we do.
We have one with Beecher, Tino,
Moni.
Moni, and
I knew we had handshake agreements there for a while with some of them, but they're all etched in stone.
yeah. So I think with this agreement that you did get an old legal description. That was this legal description is from the old boundary map. So we do have an updated legal description that matches the new map.
We had talked about this at committee of the whole a little while back also.
Yeah, on several occasions, I think at least on 2 occasions. So. But I just want you to, this is the old boundary legal description, so when we adopt it, we would adopt it with the new legal.
Any other questions, discussion from the board? If not, I would entertain a motion to adopt resolution number 19-R17, an intergovernmental jurisdictional boundary line agreement between the Village of Manhattan and the Village of Peatone.
Motion.
Second? Second. Motion by trustee Jones, seconded by trustee Marevka.
Jones.
Yep.
Marevka? Yes. Bowden?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
I'm going to skip item E for a minute. Questions of the press, correspondence, communications, petitions. All right, then I go.
Just for the record,
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor, I just want you to know that the boundary agreement was also published and posted according to legal requirements.
Very good. No problem. I would ask a motion to go into executive session to discuss 2 things. Number 1, possible or probable litigation, and number 2, appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Marevka, seconded by trustee Parker. And I'd also like to invite the engineer for number 1.
Marevka? Yes. Parker?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
We will go into closed session. There will be no action coming out of closed session.